Now waiting for Nika. I never vlogged with anybody. I need to make second vlog, so obviously I didn't. Hello and welcome to another video. Today we have a special video because I will not be alone in this one. So I will first show you what I did this morning. So this morning I had a trial. I was doing a TikTok live shop for another company that is doing US as a market. It's a very interesting concept. I think I was telling you before in a video how it all works with the warehouses for TikTok right now. So because many companies are not ready to invest and send all the products to US, it's not really working anymore. So a lot of companies, what they do now is they just do live streams of the products that TikTok already has in the warehouse. So TikTok does send you the samples and they show you what products they have, and then you just do live streams for them basically. So I think I might do some freelance with them. I will be working with them maybe twice a week or something like that. But since Chinese holidays are happening now, it's not sure yet. We will plan this after the holidays. This was just a trial, but I'm going to show you how all of that looks like. And now we're going to have a really fun time. We will have another person in the vlog and I'm really excited about that. So my friend Nika, she also does e-commerce. She's also into social media and very similar things. She doesn't do live streams, but she does UGC, and she also has her own business. So it's very interesting because we do have similar jobs, but not totally same. So I thought it would be fun to include her in the vlog and just talk a little bit more about what is happening in China and how easy or how difficult some things are when it comes to this e-commerce and also social media in China. Yeah, it was definitely raining. I don't know if you can see, but we are not gonna give up on this idea of working out. And even if we do, it's fine. We're gonna have coffee and talk to you about China. This is my second vlog, so obviously I never vlogged with anyone, right? So I'm really interested to see how this is gonna go. I think it's gonna be fun. But yeah, we're waiting for Nika and I can see her. Ta-da! Hello.
So it's raining, right?
Yeah, it's not raining anymore, but you have a wet seat. This
yeah,
is
let me fix it.
Okay, so we are back, and since we were really working hard, like 20 minutes of stretching, but the gyms are closed, so we actually did make an effort.
So we're balancing.
Yeah, balancing life. Everything is about balancing everything.
Hi guys, I'm Nika and I'm digital marketer, content creator. And recently I launched my own brand on e-commerce platforms and developing it right now.
That's amazing. So how much do you think living in China is actually helping you to do all of this?
A lot, because here a lot of stuff produced here, so you can easily get samples much faster, much better price. You can change things, you can meet your factories face to face. I find it's really important, especially working in China a long time. You also notice that they really appreciate if it's a face-to-face connection, and then the communication goes better, negotiation goes better, so that helps a lot. And also I noticed that e-commerce industry here is quite developed, so working with them in this industry teach me a lot of stuff as well.
I think actually before I started doing TikTok and you with Amazon, I had no idea how many things on Amazon and TikTok and everything is actually coming from China. It is so interesting because I thought since they're not using these apps, like nobody's ordering through Amazon, nobody's ordering through TikTok, they don't even have TikTok to use, they have their own app. And then you realize
they actually work on all these apps without even using them in their private life. So that's funny. Like I didn't even know that before.
Do you think you would do the same stuff you're doing now if you would not be living in China? Does it give you any benefit that you're here, or there would not be any difference if you're in Serbia or in Bali?
Depends where I was.
If in Lombok, no problem.
Bali, maybe I would be content creator. Yeah, I think that's the vibe there. No, I think it definitely helped me. I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to be in content creation, and even in Serbia, I was trying to like run some businesses or like help them run the Instagram. But it was very small. I still had to do many other things. No, I actually think when I decided to change my career and start doing TikTok live streams, I actually wanted to do that just because I was aware this is one way to start properly having my career in social media, no matter what it is. But it just has to be something related to social media. And I think it's very different when you are paid to do something and when you just love it. So I think for me, it would be very, very difficult to be fully Delulu and be like, I am posting every day and I don't care what are the results, but I know one day it's going to work out. Somebody giving me the salary, I can be like, oh, now I'm fully Delulu. Now I can post every day and be like, yeah. Like nobody watches it, but I have a job related to social media. So yeah, I think
it justifies the effort.
Exactly. So it totally justifies the effort. Like the camera that I'm vlogging on, I have it for 5 years because 5 years ago, it was my first vlog that I never posted. So it's something that I always wanted, but it was difficult to justify why I'm doing this and spending so much time on something that I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. Would you be doing the same thing if you were not in China?
If I would not be in China, good question. I think it's hard to imagine because I'm very long already in China, like 7 years. And a lot of things, almost everything I did in my life related to China. And it's nice to use the fact that I'm here. If I wouldn't be here, I think I probably would do more international marketing, like just maybe work with another companies on some project as a consultant, not a full-time job, but just work on different projects, no matter which market they're going. But I think it would be definitely less related with e-commerce, because I find it quite challenging to do e-commerce elsewhere because of the time when samples are going to arrive to you. But I know that many people do that and they succeeding, and they just come to China maybe once in 3 months, once in 4 months. That would be also possible. Yeah. But as I'm already here, then it's even.
I think just starting is really good. I also think one day, because I also started my business that is kind of like e-commerce, but not really. But I'm selling everything through online, through Instagram. So I think one day now I could fully be outside of China with the contacts that I have and everything, but I would never dare to start this if I wasn't in China.
I think you phrase it. Yeah, I agree with you. It's so many obstacles already to start something. And then if that bravo to someone who started not even being here, I know how much like push inside of you need to have, because here is like everyone do something with e-commerce, right? Everyone's selling something and they were selling something. So it's much easier to ask people advice in the groups or just get inspired. I think that's the overall low. Maybe only in the south of China. Maybe in Shanghai, it's another type.
Definitely. I know that I lived in another city in Chengdu. Everybody was doing their own little thing that they can stay in China for a year or two, have some fun and leave. And when I came to Shenzhen, it was like everybody had these business ideas, or it actually changed me as well, because I started realizing that I'm not the only crazy one that wants to do my vlog, that wants to do my business, that wants to do something. But there were like so many people. Actually, I was just like in the wrong place. So yeah, sometimes I'm not very happy to be in Shenzhen because you just feel like you should work 24/7.
Yeah, that's true.
There is so much pressure because everybody's so successful, but in the same time, I think it's nice to have this moment. But yeah, I wanted to to ask you about this experience with the factories. I also think people who are not in China and starting businesses are so brave. First of all, because when something goes wrong, it's so much easier when you're here. But then also knowing the culture, how much like you knowing the culture is helping you. What do you think?
I think a lot. It's more like I feel very comfortable because living here, you understand the mentality and you understand what your partners like. What are their moves? What their motives behind that? I think that's definitely helped me a lot. I also feel very comfortable to do business with them because I already used to them. I know how I should present myself and my project, that we understand each other. And especially in e-commerce, that was quite a smooth ride, you know.
That's good. That's really nice. I had one order that like fully went wrong. And that's also something that I would never understand if I didn't live here for a long time. But I think for them, instead of saying like, we cannot do this, since we're already working together, it was like, yeah, we're going to make it no matter what. And then the second I told them like, but this is not what I wanted, they were like, oh yeah. So instead of saying from the beginning, like, oh, we cannot make this, I would be totally fine. Let's create some other designs. It's fine. But they made everything, they created, they sent it to me, and imagine the amount of money and effort it would be if they actually sent me to Serbia. And I could not return, so I could not get the money back, and I would pay the transport on top of everything. This was just me receiving here. I can return back, I can get my money back, we can find a way, but that's what I mean. It's like really brave, but also me understanding the culture, and very often they're not gonna say no. They're gonna try to find a way or something. For my first experience ever related to China was when I was working in Serbia. I had no idea I would live in China one day. And we were asking for some products and they were like, yeah, we can make it. And we asked if they can have a better price. They said they can. They send us the prototype. Totally different. I was like, why? Like, you guys, like, it's fine if you cannot make it, but like, why would you send me this? But you asked for deduction on the price. So we just like deducted some pieces. So now we wanted the same piece. If you cannot reduce the price, it's fine. But like the piece is really important. It was for construction. It wasn't like little dresses for kids. So it was for a construction company. If the piece is not right, it's not right.
Yeah.
So it's funny. And back then I was so shocked. But now I totally understand that.
Yeah, that's what I learned is they bargaining has to be fair at some point, and then the deduction of the price gonna cost you something, either
Quality,
time,
for sure.
quality, or something. So you also have to know when to stop, because I guess it's more like the factories do what client asks. We want it cheaper, we're gonna deliver it to you cheaper. So yeah, it's you try, you learn as you go, you try, and sometimes it fails, but it's definitely just the time you spend on it here, and money is much more convenient.
For sure, for sure. That's what I mean. Like in the future, if I am, let's say, with similar designs or with just like one or two factories, I know what we're doing, we have context, it's fine. But if I would do that from the beginning, I think, I don't know how I would do it. I think I would actually never dare to start. No way. No way I would be like just texting some factories in China, watching YouTube and like realizing how I should do it. And then I just start doing it. No way.
Yeah, because now if someone tells me like, okay, for your products, you cannot order it in China anymore. They don't produce it here. You need to go to Vietnam, India, Morocco, Turkey. And I'll be like, oh, no. How to do? I don't know how to find people there. I don't know what is their mentality? How do they work? What do they prefer?
Exactly.
That would be possible, but I think that would be much more like my eyes would be so big from not understanding.
And what about the quality of the products? Because I think people do have this idea that quality in China is really terrible. And I think I'm very sad. I was talking about this in another video. I'm really sad how they did it with TikTok, because they started doing like really cheap products to see what's gonna go and what not.
To test the
But
market.
it's just like people already have this idea that quality is terrible in China, and they just were like, yeah, let me prove you that. And it's so sad because there are so many products. I don't know, when I arrived to China 7 years ago, I would just order whatever I see on Taobao. I felt like I need everything. This was the first time I was buying things online, and it was so cheap. I would just buy anything, and I would literally be like, I can throw this away. I can throw this away. Now when I order things on Taobao, there is like, I never return things. The quality is so good most of the time. I know the budget that I can spend on something that is going to be good quality, not too cheap. I'm not going to go for the dress that is like €1. But I know that like for €10, I can find an amazing dress that is going to be amazing quality. What do you think about talking to the factories, and what was your experience with the quality?
I think it's possible to find any quality, and that's good and bad at the same time. It's dangerous because what we're talking about, the bargaining, you can, if your budget is $1, you're going to find something for $1,
$1 for sure,
but it's just going to be bad quality. And then I think through the years, China really, really developed the way of the production, how they manufacture products, the quality rate, their processes. Because same happened to me is, when I ordered on Taobao before, I might come across some not really good pieces.
Yeah.
And now it's It's almost never happened unless I go
Exactly
to
the
the
same.
very, very sketchy shop which selling very cheap. But then I know what I'm
Exactly. If
paying
you
for.
buy a dress for €1, you know you're buying a dress
Yeah.
for €1, and it shouldn't be. It's probably not going to be right.
Yeah, I think if you want to find good quality, you definitely can do it here with no problem. It's gonna cost some money, so it's not gonna. If we're talking about the stereotype that products from China might not be high quality, then we also have to talk about stereotype that China is very cheap. It's not.
Yes,
And then,
exactly.
but
I agree.
for the price, you're gonna receive in-time production, good materials. Your prototype gonna be done as you were expecting it, and then it's just a question of the price. So I know from my friends who, or their families or friends of the friends who arrived to China with the stereotype, or knowing how was the production before, they arrive now and they see that materials are much better, what they order is much better quality. And me personally, I didn't have any struggles for the last few years with
That's
anything I order.
amazing.
It's never been what is this trend they do, like expectation and reality? It's never happened.
Never. I actually seen so many videos like that for TikTok dresses, expectations and reality. There were some bad things, but it also, like, I was talking about this. You could order the same dress, the same like dress, same picture, but the link is totally different from two different factories. And somebody receives this product, and I'm like, we actually had for like $0.5 more the same dress.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel really weird. Like on Taobao, you can search by picture, and then it usually comes for some dresses for New Year or some
Yes.
special event. Usually look for it through pictures, and then I search for the picture from Pinterest, and it's often you're gonna have like it's exactly the same picture on Taobao, and then they're gonna have price like for $1, for $5, for $30, for $1,000, and the same picture.
These videos, people compare like products on TikTok and Amazon, and they're like, oh, the quality on TikTok is so much better. Oh, the quality on Amazon is so much better. But they don't understand it's just pure luck. It's not that the products on TikTok are better or Amazon. They're never going to have like the right conclusion. It's like you were lucky to click on this link. And I'm telling you, like, there are 30 factories, both on TikTok and Amazon, producing the same piece. If it's a popular dress, everybody's making the same one. So no matter if it's TikTok or Amazon, you can get a good one or a bad one. You have to kind of understand the price point and try to get the reviews, and there are ways to find it out. But yes, it's not about Amazon or TikTok. That's how it works. So, hey, let's finish this conversation with, where would you live if you were not living in China?
It's a very good question, Katerina. I don't know yet. I thought that would be. I can say my filters from countries. I really like warm weather, so I want to live somewhere when it's warm. I really like how safe China is, and that you can go alone at night, and you don't need to be worried, and you can leave your things around, and you don't need to be worried about that. So that has to be warm and safe. I think a bigger expat community, that would be also really nice. So I'm still like, every time I travel, I see if that would be a nice place to stay for longer. But so far, I still were coming back to China because a lot of my friends here, honestly,
So
like,
you had places where you actually felt you could stay there.
not really. That's why I was coming back. I also didn't visit all the places in the world. That's why. And I think it's also related with the fact that where your project is going now is very, very much connected to China. So it makes sense to be here. I was very lucky with my friends. So being here with my friends really make my free time really high quality. But yeah, I'm not saying like it's never going to be not China.
Yeah.
I keep my mind open and see. Mostly, I see. Like, I wait for my friends who living here. If they move somewhere and they
Then
say
you
it's
have to start
nice,
panicking about it.
then I'm gonna start panicking about it. And if they confirm it's very nice, I might just like move to the place they already explore. Because I feel like in the country, if you're living with expats, your expectations and what you like in the country quite similar. So it's easy to align with people. Sometimes I ask, oh, like, would you move there if they go to the country I haven't traveled to? And they go, no, not my place. How about you?
I feel like I am in this stage of life that I was this like person that needs so much energy in my life, and I need things to be happening. And then I spent a few months in Lombok, and I felt like Bali Lombok vibe is so chill. You can still do some surfing and things, but it's very chill comparing to the city life. And now I think that I'm the most lost I have ever been. I want everything. I want Hong Kong and crazy life and city life. And I also want the beach where I'm just surfing and doing a little bit of content creation on the side. So at this moment, better stay here until I know what I want. Yeah. But I do like really living here, especially while I'm growing my businesses and everything. It's really good at the moment. But I think in the future, I will want something a little bit more calm. There are also some things that I don't like here. I cannot be like, oh, everything is amazing. Definitely not. So I think if I would have kids, I think having a kid, not like it would be better not being in this big city.
I have a question to you. Do you feel that you experience some language barrier here in China?
Funny enough, I'm so used to it that I would say no. Of course, yes. And I know that my life would be so much easier if I could talk to anybody else besides my delivery guys and taxi drivers. So probably it would be way easier, but I'm so used to it. I'm so used to it. Like the first time I will never forget the moment when I was supposed to get out of my home and I took a bicycle. Now we have like these bicycles, you can just rent them on the street all the time. But back then they had a different system, so they would not even walk all the time. So I didn't have any apps. I had nothing. I would just take like any bike that is unlocked. I would go somewhere and I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce my street. Like, it's not that I don't know where I am or I cannot talk the language. Before I would go to any country in the world and I can remember the name of my street. I don't know I don't know how to read, pronounce. I don't know anything. And that's when I was like, okay, where am I living? I'm looking at the name of my street and I will never know what is the name of my street. So that's funny. But in the end, you just get used to it. Like you use apps a lot to translate. I did learn some basics, what I need like in daily life. Definitely not enough for business, but it's fine. You
I feel like
you speak way more than me, so it's different.
but not fluent. And I was studying Chinese, and then I stopped studying Chinese because I started working, and work took a lot of my time. I was working in the office, and in the office we would speak English. And I was so tired every day, and I didn't want to study or do something after work. I just want to relax. And that's how my level of Chinese just stuck. I feel it would be amazing to improve it better so I can have deep conversation with my factories or have no issues to explain what I want in a bank.
Just for business purposes.
I think for the business is really important because you really want to understand what's happening with this project or with your prototype, and you cannot risk that something lost in translation. But I'm still on my way, and while I'm on my way, the fact that you can use the apps and translator, and when you speak with Chinese, they're really willing to use it as well. They're really willing to be nice from their side that they also help me. If I don't know how to explain myself, I always can use an app and they're always going to be
sometimes it's like literally even easier to be like, I have no idea what is happening here. Like I am a stupid foreigner. Help me. And they're like, okay, let's see what we can do about this.
Yeah, sometimes I feel so lost, or I feel I don't understand at all what's happening. I don't know what to do. And then usually either someone on the street gonna help you, especially in the beginning when you don't know where the things, you don't know where you need to go. There's a lot of like random people would help you in the street, even take a call for me, take my phone literally and talk to my agent.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more China e-commerce social media videos and see you in the next one. Bye. When we mentioned that China is very safe, this is my bike being on. Not sure how I made it because my key is not inside. And the bike is still here for like 3 hours. Okay, I don't know how to turn it off.